Hello back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Thelma. Let's get straight into the storyline. The movie begins at the home of Thelma, a lively 93-year-old woman, and her grandson Daniel. Daniel is patiently teaching Thelma how to use a new computer because she wants to listen to the classical music that reminds her of her late husband Ned. Even though she is old and not in the best health, Thelma lives quite independently and loves spending time with Daniel, her only grandchild. Unlike his mother Gail, Daniel takes a laid-back approach to caring for Thelma. He just makes sure she wears a tracking watch so she doesn't wander off, a safety rule she follows to ease worries. When she's alone, Thelma enjoys her usual hobbies, like replaying an old voicemail from bed. But her routine is interrupted when she gets a disturbing call from Daniel. He says he's been arrested because his car hit a pregnant woman and he needs $10,000 for bail. Embarrassed and desperate, he asks Thelma for help instead of his parents. In a panic, Thelma uses her funeral savings and quickly sends the money to a given address, unable to contact Daniel, her daughter, or her son-in-law Alan by phone. After sending the money, Gail calls Thelma, worried about Daniel's supposed trouble.
My God! Mom! Ellen is calling! What? Ellen is calling! I'll call you back!
Hello?
But the confusion is quickly cleared up when Daniel shows up at home saying he was asleep all day. Thelma then realizes she's been tricked by a scammer. Angry and upset, she ignores her family's reassurances that the money might be recovered and the police's explanation that these scams happen often and are hard to solve. To Thelma, this isn't just about money. It's about standing up for herself.
Everything's okay.
But I sent the money.
Oh.
Kinds of scams are increasingly common. They contact people at random using telephone listings and... Sorry.
She decides to go after the scammers on her own, using only the address where she mailed the cash. However, the task is tough, a long drive to another city, and when she tries to ask her old friends for help, most of them are too busy with their own issues.
Sepsis? He moved to Cleveland. When did this happen?
She comes up with a plan. She asks Daniel to take her to a nursing home, pretending she wants to visit an old friend, Ben, who is always cheerful. Thelma and Ben have a long history, including a brief flirtation in their youth, though she chose to marry Ned in the end. Despite this, they stayed friends. But Thelma's real purpose is to borrow Ben's beloved electric scooter so she can find the scammers.
You think I could borrow it?
Borrow my scooter?
Ben hesitates because he loves his scooter and worries about Thelma, seeing her as fragile. Still, Thelma cleverly convinces him to let her try it out, saying she wants to see how she looks on it. Once Ben agrees, Thelma immediately speeds off, leaving both Ben and Daniel shocked by her bold move. At the nursing home's exit, Ben stops Thelma and tells her that if she's going to take a scooter, he wants to go with her on her mission for revenge. Thelma is unsure, worried that Ben might make things harder, but she agrees because she needs his help. Meanwhile, Daniel and his parents are frantic about Thelma's sudden disappearance. They scold the nursing home staff for not watching the two seniors properly and wish there was a system like an Amber Alert for missing elderly people. The story then follows Thelma and Ben as they ride the scooter through the city. They head first to the house of Thelma's friend Mona, who has a gun that Thelma thinks might be useful if the scammers get aggressive. Mona lives alone in poor condition since her children are not around and is thrilled to see Thelma and Ben. While Ben chats with Mona, Thelma sneaks around the house looking for the gun like a spy. She finds it but accidentally fires it, breaking a vase. Luckily, Mona doesn't hear the noise because of her hearing problems. As they leave Mona's house, Thelma thinks about the sadness of elderly people being neglected and promises herself that she will never end up like that. Ben comments that getting older weakens the body even if the mind stays sharp. Around this time, Daniel notices that Thelma accidentally posted a picture on Instagram and remembers he can track her using her locator watch. This clue leads Daniel and his parents straight to a gas station where Thelma and Ben are stopped to charge the scooter. Realizing her family is close, Thelma leaves the locator watch behind at the gas station and speeds off on the scooter. This only makes her family more worried, especially Daniel, who blames himself for his grandmother's dangerous adventure. He also feels inadequate, struggling with unemployment and math, which has hurt his job chances.
I can't do anything. I literally can't do anything. I have no qualifications for any jobs. I can't do math. It's basically, I lost grandma. Fuck!
Thelma and Ben run into their own troubles. After making a wrong turn, they get off the scooter and start arguing. Ben criticizes their mission as foolish, saying that older people should stick to safe activities like bingo or knitting instead of doing risky things.
Call your family.
I don't need them. I don't need you. I just needed your scooter.
While they argue, a drunk driver crashes into their parked scooter, destroying it.
Did you put the parking brake on?
I didn't know there was one.
Unbothered, Thelma insists on continuing on foot, but she quickly finds it too hard. As night falls, she stumbles and falls, leaving her briefly unable to get up. When Thelma needs help, Ben assists her using a technique he learned at the nursing home. He reassures her that a little adventure is good, even at their age, and promises to stay with her. Luckily, they meet Louise, an old friend and Thelma's daughter, driving by, who gives them a ride, helping the elderly pair get closer to their goal. They arrive at a perfume shop that also works as a mail center with many lockers. Thelma quickly finds the locker where she sent the money. Shortly after, they see a young man, Michael, taking an envelope from that locker. They follow Michael to an antique shop. Before going in, Thelma and Ben connect their phones to their hearing aids, using them like walkie-talkies. As they sneak through the shop, Thelma finds Harvey, the elderly shop owner who is the mastermind behind the scam targeting seniors. Harvey, helped by his grandson Michael who pretended to be Daniel, confronts Thelma, knocking her phone away and mocking her efforts to get her money back. He makes it clear that he will do whatever it takes to keep his scam running. In a tense moment, Thelma suddenly seems confused, acting as if she's lost in a moment of dementia, not recognizing where she is or who is around her. Worried, Michael and Harvey try to calm her, but they soon realize that Thelma was only pretending. She quickly pulls out a gun and points it at Harvey, causing Michael to panic and run. Ben moves fast and trips Michael as he tries to escape. Meanwhile, Thelma, firm and fearless, forces Harvey to give back her money, firing a warning shot into the wall to show she means business.
No.
Fuck! Jesus Christ! Okay.
Ben hurries over to help her, taking the gun as Thelma starts looking for the stolen cash. Getting her money back becomes difficult when Thelma finds out it's been moved to an online account, something she's not familiar with. Ironically, she has to call Daniel for help. Relieved to know she's safe, Daniel calmly helps her over the phone, showing her how to access the bank account and putting her safety first. With his guidance, Thelma manages to log in and is just about to get her money back when Michael suddenly returns, distracting Ben. Seizing the chance, Harvey tries to shut down the computer to stop the transfer. Thelma quickly grabs his oxygen tank to keep him from interfering. She then confronts Michael, scolding him for cheating and taking advantage of older people, telling him that his grandfather is just using him.
He called you a dumbass. He said it quietly, but I heard it.
Thelma successfully transfers the money back to her account. Facing the disappointed scammers, she fires multiple shots at the computer to make sure the transfer can't be undone. She criticizes Harvey for scamming other seniors and warns him that his future will be filled with loneliness and regret. She then takes the cigarette from Harvey's mouth, warning him about the dangers of smoking, especially near oxygen tanks. As Thelma leaves the shop, she tosses the cigarette into a trash can, which causes an explosion from the hidden oxygen tank, ending her ordeal with a dramatic finale. When Daniel arrives to pick up Thelma and Ben, she tells him to keep everything that happened a secret from his parents. When they arrive back at the nursing home, Thelma says goodbye to Ben, smiling as she thinks about their unexpected adventure. She promises that now that she has her money back, she will visit more often and buy him a new scooter, imagining future rides around the city to enjoy life. A few weeks later, Thelma's life returns to normal. She and Daniel visit Ned's grave together, placing flowers as a way to remember him. During this emotional moment, Daniel shares his fear of losing Thelma someday. Thelma, always wise, tells him to focus on enjoying life and spending time with loved ones. She reassures him not to worry about her passing, reminding him that the love and life lessons she has given him are far more valuable than any material things. She stresses that the most important gift anyone can leave behind is the happy memories that last a lifetime.